What's going on, everyone? I'm back here with another video, and today I'm going to be making an updated camera bag video. I've actually accumulated quite a bit of equipment since the last camera bag video that I made, which was I think a few months ago. So I thought I'd go ahead and make an updated video showing you guys what equipment I have in the bag now. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to go ahead and start with the main section here, which is the main portion of the bag. So starting in the main or biggest section, I guess, first thing is this lens here. I did make an unboxing of this lens a couple months ago, and what it is a 50mm 1.8 manual prime lens. And I picked it up off of eBay for $40, really cheap. And it did not come with any lens caps, unfortunately, which is unfortunate. But yeah, this is an old lens from the late 1970s, early 1980s, and it is absolutely a wonderful lens, something that I highly recommend everyone picking up because it's a really cheap price. So that's a really good thing to get. Then the last thing in the main portion of the bag is the camera itself, of course, and this is also something that I already made an unboxing about and something I showed in my previous camera bag video, and this is the Nikon D5500 DSLR with the Nikon 18-140 VR lens. This was a kit that I purchased for about $1,000, about $1,100 after taxes and everything. So it wasn't too bad in price. So that's pretty cool there. So that's set that off. So moving on to this side now. This thing here is actually really useful. This is called, as you can see there, the lens pen. And what this is it's a little tool that you use to clean your lenses. So I actually have a piece of tape over the top so it doesn't get any dust inside of it. Because it doesn't actually come with a cover for the brush portion, but it does have a retractable brush that you would brush off the lens before using the other side. So it does have a retractable brush, which is pretty cool. I'll put that back on. And then the other side is the actual cleaning portion of the lens, or excuse me, pen. So when you take this off, you see this little kind of rounded tip here. And what this is it uses carbon. And what that does is it cleans smudges and everything else off of your lens. There we go, focuses. Now every time you put the cap back on it, it replenishes the carbon coating on the tip of the little pin there. So it's a nifty little device. It's a good tool to have if you have multiple lenses. You can pick it up off of eBay for about $2.50. Really good deal. So something else that I would highly recommend picking up. Okay, moving on. In this little bag here, I have extra rechargeable batteries, which is something that I would really recommend everybody getting. So I have 3 batteries in total. I currently have one installed in the camera. But here I have 2 extras that I always keep 100% charged at all times. So when I'm out and about shooting events, things like that, I will always have an extra battery handy and ready to go. So you can get these off of the B&H photo website for about $42. That's a really good deal compared to Nikon, which I think charges about $60. So really good there. And I will be providing links to most of what you see here in the description below if you guys are interested in it. Moving on, we have the lens cap, which I'm actually using as a little storage container. So it is the front and rear lens cap. This is actually the body cap, rather. Sorry about that. So this is the body cap and the rear lens cap. So if you take this off, this is where I'm storing my extra memory cards. So I have 2 memory cards currently in there. So it's a nifty little thing. It serves 2 purposes. So easily do that. Just clicks into place, and there you go. You can store pretty much anything you want in there, but I currently use it for SD cards. So that's pretty cool. And the last in this portion here is the Giottos rocket air blaster, which is used to clean lenses. It's another tool for cleaning lenses. It blows a jet of air onto the lens to blow off any dust or particles on the front of the lens. And you want to always do this before using a microfiber cloth so you don't let any dust or dirt scratch the lens while wiping it. So it's a pretty nifty thing. It's a two-valve design, so you have a little opening on the bottom that sucks air in, and then the air gets blown out the top portion. It's pretty cool. Got about $7 off of Amazon. Not too bad. Okay, moving on to the last portion here. And this last section is a lens. And this is the Nikon 55 to 300 millimeter VR lens. Picked this up used, or refurbished rather, off of eBay for $210. And it came with all of the usual accessories, the lens caps, the hood, carrying bag, everything like that you come to expect if you bought it new. And it was in there. So really good deal. Another thing that I would highly recommend getting if you guys are interested in a relatively cheap lens, but one that will get the job done. So this is definitely one that will do that and serve that purpose. So that's cool. Okay, so let me go ahead and actually drop that back down in there. So moving on to this front portion here now. We have a zipper on the front. Nothing's really changed in here since the last video. It's basically all the same. I still have my camera settings little booklet that I write all of my camera settings. You see, I kind of write everything down. I write it down in here so I can get a quick reference to the settings that I used. So this is a nifty little thing to do. It's not for everyone, but for me, I can't ever remember what settings I use, so it's really handy for me. Then, of course, a pencil to write in the little notebook. And then, again, I already have showed these before, so I'm not going to get too in-depth with these, but these are the lens filters. So there's a circular polarizer, a UV filter, and an FLD. Got these off of Amazon came with the macro filters here. So it was a 2-pack for, I think, $25. Not too bad. But yeah, these are also the macro filters, which come in four different variations of magnification. So you can get a different variation of magnification strength of what your needs are. So that is that. Let me go ahead and put all this back down in there. Let me zip that back up. Okay. So now let's go ahead and move to this top section here. Unzip it. So, relatively the same things. First thing is this little Nikon wireless remote. This is something that's incredibly useful, and you can get it for about 99 cents all the way to, I think, $3. It varies in price, but you can get it within that price range on eBay. And what it does is it allows you to trigger your shutter on your camera remotely without needing to press the button on the camera itself. So this is great for using long exposures or not self-portraits, family portraits, stuff like that you want to be in the photo. You can easily use this and trigger the camera, and you'll be good to go. So really nifty thing there. I've already showed all of this, so I'm not going to get into too much detail. This is just a hot shoe tripod mount type of thing, so you can mount a external camera on top of the camera, I guess, if you want to do that. That's actually why I have this. I mount an iPhone in this so I can record video at the same time I'm taking photos. So it's nifty. Real cheap. I think $1. You can get this thing off eBay for $1. And then this is the little adapter that you need. You can get a 4-pack, I think, off eBay for, I don't know, about $5. Not too bad. But yeah, you need that to be able to hook up the tripod mount. Okay, let's move that out of the way. Okay, so then I'm not going to take this out because it's kind of in the way, or it kind of is cumbersome to do that. But right here I have the AV cables for hooking up to a external display, so you can play back video and other things on an HD TV. Now this cable is the standard AV, so it's not an HDMI cable. So if you want that, you unfortunately have to purchase the cable separately, which I really haven't felt the need to do, because it's quite expensive. And also I got in here is a tripod hot shoe adapter, so you can plug or screw this little part onto your tripod and then mount tripod accessories, or excuse me, hot shoe accessories onto a tripod. Quite nifty thing there. And then over here, it's real small. This is an eyepiece cap, which I put over the viewfinder when not in use. I actually don't have it on currently because I use it quite frequently, but when I'm storing the camera for long periods of time, I'll put this over the viewfinder, and it prevents dusts and other things from getting in the viewfinder and scratching it and smudging it up and things like that. So, really good. You get this for, I think, $1 off eBay. Incredibly cheap, but it's well worth it to protect the viewfinder. And, okay, I'm also not going to take this out, but I also always keep my battery charger with me at all times, so I'll be able to charge the camera batteries on a moment's notice. So I'll always have a charge wherever I am. Of course, you need an outlet to be able to do that, so keep that in mind. Okay, so now moving on to this other zipper pouch. There's a few things down in here. You've got some cleaning supplies. I've got a microfiber cloth. You got a little alcohol. Would not recommend using this on a lens because it could really damage the lens very badly. So do not use this on your lens. It's mainly used to wipe down the display and other parts of the camera that are not affected. And then we have a little blue sticky pad, which is a dust remover, which I'm not sure why I just have this in here. I just haven't opened it, but yeah, I guess it's there if you need it. Okay, then we have this little thing here, which is the USB cable for the camera, which is something I also don't use very often. I always keep it here if I do need it. But yeah, this is the USB cable to transfer data to and from a computer from the camera's memory card. And then I also have a little pack of Q-tips, which is incredibly handy for cleaning off the mirror inside the camera. So at times, the mirror on the inside of the camera can tend to get dust on it, so this is a really handy tool of getting dust off of the mirror. You just lightly tap it and the dust will be removed. So that would be a really recommended thing. You can get Q-tips really incredibly cheap, and it's a really good thing to have with you, because I have had that happen to me multiple times. Like I said, we got the microfiber cloth, always useful. I have multiple of these, always good to have on hand. As you can see, I've got multiple cloths in there, so that's basically all that's left. Actually, yeah, that's all that's left in there, so that's all my cleaning supplies. Okay, so now if we turn it around to this side, got a little pouch here with a few things inside of it. First off being just a normal pen. You never know when you might need a pen to write something down, so that's always a good thing to have on hand. Then I've got a little battery-powered flashlight. This is something that you always want to have if you plan on doing night photography or long exposures at night, because of course in really dark situations you can't see the buttons and controls on your camera, so it is really handy to have a flashlight with you so you can shine it and see your controls. So it's just a simple little flashlight. You push the button and it turns on, and it is zoomable, so you can see, you can make it a large dot or a small dot depending on what you need. Really cheap again. I think I got this off of eBay for about $2. Super good deal. And then the last thing down in here is a miniature tripod, which I do not use for the camera itself, of course, because the camera is too heavy, but I mainly use this for off-site or separate video camera, mounting an iPhone on it, like I said, for video recording, or if I use a video light or something like that on the go, I'll have this handy, and it will always be there and ready to go. So that's a nice thing to get. Again, you can get, I think this little tripod, I got it from Walmart for, I don't know, about $10. It wasn't too bad a price. But anyway, okay, moving on to the back. So I've got a few things down in here. So, okay, first up is a iPhone cable, which I'll get to that in just a second. I have this, which I showed this in my last camera bag video, and I actually did make an unboxing of this a few weeks ago as well. And what this is a shutter release cable, which it serves the same function as that little wireless remote I showed earlier, but this is a cable connection. So you plug this directly into the camera, and you just push the button and it takes the picture. And it also has a hold function, so you can do long exposures as well. So it's a nifty thing. Again, got that off of Amazon for, I want to say $12, I believe. Again, I'll have to double check that, and I'll put a link in the description. Okay, down here, okay, that's still part of the cable. Move that out of the way. Okay, lastly, way down at the bottom is the little knife. And I use this basically for, you never know when you might need a knife. My primary area of photography is horse shows and equine. So being around horses, it's really a good thing to have a knife on hand, because you never know what might happen. You might need to cut a rope loose or something like that. So I always keep a knife in my bag for that specific reason. That's all in this back portion here. Let me go ahead and move that out of the way. Okay, so the last section of the bag is this pocket here, which again, I've showed this in my last video. And this is a old iPhone 4, which I use primarily for what I said earlier, to record video on the camera using the hot shoe. So I would mount this iPhone into that tripod mount, and then mount that on top of the camera in the hot shoe, and that allows me to essentially use this iPhone basically the same as you would a GoPro. Just this didn't cost me anything because I've had it for years, or I think someone gave it to me actually. But yeah, I use this old phone for that specific reason, and it actually works really well. It doesn't record the best quality, but I'm not looking to get the best quality when I'm doing that. So if I want to record really professional quality video, I'll just use the camera itself and a tripod. But this is a really neat thing to have. I don't use it all the time, but it's a neat thing to be able to do. And that is where this iPhone cable came in. I just have this on hand, so if I need to charge that iPhone, I can. And it'll just be there when I need to do that. So that is basically it in this camera bag, in the main camera bag. And then the last thing here, this isn't something that's actually in the bag itself because it won't fit. But this is a lens that's in my collection, and I did make an unboxing of this, let's see, I think a couple weeks ago or about a month ago. And what this is, let me take this off, is the Sigma 70-200 f2.8 zoom lens. I picked this up off of eBay for $850 used, and it is in absolutely wonderfully great shape. I mean, the lens is in pristine condition for that price. I think new, this lens retails for about $1,200 or $1,100. I'll have to double check. But getting this for $850 is a really good deal. And it came with all of the usual accessories. It came with the tripod collar, the rear lens cap, the front lens cap, the lens hood, as well as the lens hood adapter if you plan on using this lens with a DX camera body. So yeah, this is a highly, highly recommended lens. For the price, again, it is incredibly good, and it produces some absolutely superb images. Like I said, I did make an unboxing of this not too long ago, and I did make some videos showing the photo and video quality that is produced with this lens. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll provide some links in the description below. But yeah, that's basically it of this updated what's in my camera bag video. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Again, I will leave links to most of the things that you have seen here in the description below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button right down below. It's greatly appreciated. Hit the like button as well. If you guys have any questions, comments, or anything like that about anything you've seen here, drop a comment below and I'll get back to them as soon as I can. So yes, with that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.